like, damn, this is so this is so powerful. And I was like, wow, women always get into the, like, when people talk about if a man was to cheat and bring a baby home. And she said that she said she would not leave. She said, if you think I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna break up my marriage, strip my kids from their father, and then that child gets their father 100% of the time and my kids get nothing. And I was like, wow, that's a different level of not
delusion. That's a different level of delusion, is what you mean to say. But yeah, so I stumbled upon this live earlier today, and I literally walked in like 2 minutes before this, and she said, basically, she just reiterated what she was about to say. And I was like, this should be interesting. So I hit record on it, and I started listening. And the shit that I heard in this 10-minute clip, I was like, what the fuck? Is this the Twilight Zone? This is crazy as shit. Already. So she's talking about another woman. She's saying that she heard this one woman who is a church woman. That's going to matter later on in the story. She's a Bible believer, God believer. I don't know, whatever y'all want to call it. Woman of faith, right? Let's say. This woman essentially was like, I'm not going to leave my man if he cheats on me because if he cheats on me and then has a child outside of marriage, why would I leave him? Why would I reward the other child? Why would the child be able to be raised with their father, but my kids aren't going to be raised? The kids that him and I have together aren't going to be raised with their father. And I don't know if anybody has told her, but that man is abusive. So you allowing your kids to be in a home with a fucking abuser is probably going to lead to other problems. But that's just, hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a fucking person.
Of, you know, of like beyond, of like, wow, I'm like, I ain't mad at that point. Cause she like, I'm not letting my kids not gonna just not have their dad. Cause cheating could happen and a baby can come from it, you know?
So in this scenario, let me get this straight. He cheats on her. He gets another woman pregnant. She then goes, we can't be together anymore. And somehow, some way that is going to equate to y'all kids not having access to their father anymore. How would they lose their dad? Where's their dad going? I don't understand.
I'm saying, so I was like, wow, that was such an interesting thing that she said. And I'm like, you know, again, you never know till you're in this situation. You never, ever know. So I think we are always like, yeah, the Tim Anderson situation. Exactly. So it's like, everybody's always like, I'm out, I'm leaving. And I'm like, I can't say that. It's not a deal breaker for me. That's what I will say. It's not a deal breaker that I'm going to leave and take my kids away from their father and believe that I can't forgive my husband and all the things. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker for me.
And that's fine. I'm not here to tell her it should be or shouldn't be. All I'm here to do is say that this rhetoric is dangerous. Because I don't know how to say this. To me, a part of it is her convincing women or rationalizing to women that abuse is okay and it's not the worst thing and whatever, right? First and foremost. Secondly, men who watch this content, they like this. They like to hear this. I see a lot of men support women like her and her in particular. And, you know, they use this and they are going to, you know, try to triangulate her against other Black women and other women in general and be like, yeah, well, you see, this is this token, right? This woman who's you know, whatever you want to call her, but, they're going to pedestalize her and be like, that is the woman. This is what you women need to aspire to be like. But really this woman is just basically telling women to be okay with being abused. And like I said, that's dangerous, and it's dangerous to the children as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't agree. I'm not saying I condone cheating, y'all. I just want y'all to know that.
You're not saying you condone cheating, but what you're saying is that cheating isn't a deal breaker. So you're not saying you're okay with getting cheated on, meaning like you would be happy, I guess, if that's what you want to say, but you are condoning it though. Let's be, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you are condoning it. You're saying like cheating isn't a deal breaker. That to me sounds like you're condoning it, right? Me not condoning it is me saying cheating is bad. If I get cheated on, I'm leaving because that person has abused me and, you know, whatever. And I don't feel like I want to be in a relationship with that person anymore. And I don't want I don't want to be in a relationship in front of my kids with that person, because I'm going to have to tell my kids eventually what this person did to me. And I don't feel like that's healthy for me or the kids. Okay, cool. That's me not condoning it. So how are you also not condoning it by saying, no, I hear you, but I would stay? Sounds like you're condoning it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I condone cheating, but I'm also saying that it ain't a deal breaker for me to pack up my bags and leave. Take it how y'all want to. But, you go out here and leave and you out there doing what next?
Not getting abused. You go out there and leave and you're doing what next? Not getting abused. Mark's safe from abuse today.
Me and my husband could have worked though, because you know what I believe? As I get closer in my faith, when I get closer in my faith, how would I say I'm asking God to forgive me every single day?
Now, this is when it got very interesting. Just listen to this right here. This is crazy because this is not, she's not describing the thing she thinks she is to me.
I say I'm asking God to forgive me every single day. He's the most forgiving, most merciful. And I'm sitting here asking him to forgive me every single day. And then I'm like, I can't forget my husband. That just shows me how, for me, that's a different type of wanting to be of God. Wanting to be, it's no way I can ask God to forgive me every day for my sins. Every day repent. And then I get to him and I can't forgive.
So, just so we're clear, and just so everybody knows, you can forgive a person while simultaneously not wanting to be in a relationship with them. You can forgive them. You don't have to hold a grudge. You don't have to be upset with them forever or whatever. You can forgive and be like, yep, you know what? We've grown. We've moved on. Hey, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I accept your apology. I get it. But I can no longer be with you. She's conflating her staying with her husband with her forgiving her husband. They're not the same thing. You can stay with somebody and not forgive them. You can leave somebody and had forgiven them. You can stay and not forgive your husband the whole time. You can not forgive him. You could be bringing it up every day. You can be mad at him every day, but you can stay with him and you still haven't forgiven him. So they're not the same thing. They're not mutually exclusive at all.
I think about that. But if God didn't forgive me, where would I be? That's how I see it. That's where my faith is. How strong in my faith.
And bringing in religion in a situation like this, do you see how it can be harmful? Because it's not the same it's not the same forgiveness. It's not the same forgiveness. You know what I mean? Like, I think about it more. I don't want to get into this. God forgives us as a species. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. But if God forgave all of us, then why do we go to hell ever, right? According to the Bible, like, I'm just saying, why would we ever end up in hell if he forgave all of us? No, of course. It definitely comes a point where that motherfucker, forgiveness ain't there. It's not available, right? But we're humans and our time is finite. You only have a certain amount of time on this planet. Expecting you to forgive a person and stay in an abusive relationship with a person when you only have 80 years on this planet is crazy. Absolutely the fuck not. No. No, doesn't make sense.
That I am. That there's no way I can just be, that I could just throw it away, but I'm gonna go ask God for forgiveness, and I'm not forgiving.
You're not throwing it away. He threw it away when he cheated. You're not throwing it away by deciding not to stay with the cheater. This is a wild take.
That's just me. That's just how I see it. Cheating is scary. What about STDs? Okay, when you have sex with a man, you can get an STD. So missing with the cheating, and when you sleep with a man without protection, there's a possibility of getting STDs. Let's make that clear. And you don't know who he's sleeping with. Okay, you don't know who he's sleeping with. If you sleep with a man with no protection, you can get a chance of STD no matter who it is. So whether it's cheating or not, you don't know who he's sleeping with. You don't know who.
Is the expectation not different when you are in a relationship with a person? Right? If you're just casually sleeping with the person, yeah, it definitely, you expecting them to like protect you in some way is crazy. It's not on them to protect you. But once we commit to one another and we make that agreement that we're going to be exclusive to one another, right? And you get tested and I get tested and we're clean and we start sleeping together. How often do we have to get tested? Like realistically, like you trying to blame the victim here and create this extreme situation where essentially what you're saying is the only way for you to be able to blame your partner for bringing you back an STD or an STI is if you find out that, if you get tested like every week or every time you have sex and then and then you are like crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. So if you're not doing that, then you just gotta, there's a chance. Shit, he could just be, he could bring you back something anytime, girl. Like, what? No. There's an agreement. That's the difference.
Who he's been with, and he's not your husband. So women try to use that as a reason, but you don't know this. You don't know the same thing when you sleep with that man that you met 6 months ago. You don't know. He could be sleeping with multiple women. So I want y'all to just keep that in mind when y'all get into the what about STDs? What about STDs when you sleep with a man that you don't know either? When you sleep with your boyfriend, it's the same thing. You can get an STD anytime that you sleep with a person unprotected. Okay? Keep that in mind, ladies. It does not only happen when you're married. It's anytime that you have intimacy without protection. Okay? Got it, girls?
Wicked work. Acting like that's like a no-brainer.
Got it, girls? So anytime you open them legs to that man and he don't got no condom on, you could get a STD.
Okay.
Because you're not out here getting STD results. Let's be real. You're not out here getting STD tests from the men. You're not going to the doctors with them. You're not. Nothing.
But let's use my example. Even minus the test. Let's say, though, you've been with the person, you've been dating consistently 4, 5, 6 months. Now you guys are exclusive. You're in a committed relationship. You know what that means. That means that you are not to sleep with anybody, not to engage in any romantic relationships, physical relationships with anybody else, so on and so forth. Yada, yada, yada. We all know what it means, right? For most people. Cool. You're in this relationship. It's reasonable to assume that the person you're sleeping with and the person you're with isn't going to disrespect your boundaries. That's not beyond the realm of possibility. That's not beyond the realm of logic. That makes sense. But you trying to gaslight everybody right now and be like, shit, anything can happen. We know anything can happen. We know anything can happen. But if it happened, I'm not going to blame the woman in this case. I'm not like, if you look up with a random person on a one night stand and you don't wear a condom or you don't wear any protection and something, and there's some negative consequences to that, I will wholeheartedly blame both parties a lot, like a lot, depending on the situation. But most of the time, I'm gonna blame both parties. I'm gonna be like it don't matter. Like, he didn't tell me he had, herpes. She didn't tell me she had chlamydia. Like, whatever it is the first fucking night. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Not wearing a condom. That's crazy. Okay, cool. Now, if it's the fucking 30th night, I'm not gonna, Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna blame the person. Like, oh, you didn't wear a condom? Wow. Like, and I'm talking about the 30th time that you guys have sex, not the 30th night of dating. Like I said, let's say it's the 8th month of dating. Like, what the fuck? I'm going to 100% blame the person that passed on the STD. 100%.
You're not. You're not going to the doctor, so miss me with the, oh, y'all get, no, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. Y'all not out here going to the doctor with these men. No, y'all not. Why is this not doing it? What is up with this thing?
And I'm not, and I ain't gonna hold you. Like I said, there is a level of protection. There's a level of protection that you are responsible for yourself. But that level of protection goes down, the more contact you have with this person. And it's reasonable. Like, that is a human characteristic. It's high in the beginning, it's lower the longer you're together. Usually, I'm saying, right? Makes sense. Trying to find any way to blame a victim is wild.
So this is where, and to that question, that's where polygamy might come in, where a husband might ask for a wife, a second wife. And that's where the wife has to be like, you know what? I understand my life has changed. I understand I can meet his needs, and he has needs. So I'm going to understand, and I can agree with that. It might hurt me to the core, but he still has needs as a man, and he's coming to me to say, hey, honey, I think, I would like to get another wife to.
Why is it okay for a man who is dissatisfied in a relationship to get a second wife? Why is that okay? But it's not okay for a woman to get a second husband or a boyfriend or whatever if she is dissatisfied, and she is more likely to be underserved in the relationship.
Fill this need. And she can help us around the house. She can help you. She can be a support for you as well. That is the role, at least, of co-wives in the Muslim religion. The Muslim faith, sorry. That's why you have a co-wife. You can have up to 4 wives.
Whatever the animal is in the background. That shit was sending me. That motherfucker was about to go to the upper room. She on live. Girl, take care of that goddamn dog.
Lola, come on. So that right there would be like, why am I going to fight?
I'm not telling anybody how to live. Once again, I just think that that's an odd take. So basically, so far, it started off with her basically saying, let that man cheat in peace. If you catch him with another baby, stay around, because the Lord forgives you, so you should forgive your husband. Then it went to, it's your fault if you get an STD, even if you're in a committed relationship with a person and they bring in the STD and you're not cheating, but they are. And then now we're saying that we should understand men having second, third, and fourth wives because he feels like he is underserved in the relationship. Interesting.
Why would I fight? Let me block you. Hold on. Because you're annoying, Joanne. I've been meant to find you and block you from my page. Bye.
Joanne didn't even say nothing for real. I think Joanne was just like, of course you would say that because you would pick me or something like that. It was something like that. This is one of the wildest lives I've ever seen in my life. And I only watched this live for like 20 minutes. And I was just like,
boy,
wow.
go let Lola outside now. Please.
Yeah. Lola about to die.
It ain't no point because y'all be acting like little kids.
Okay.
We could talk to mature women about this.
Hold on.
Hello. Shaking.
So then she started to just try to gaslight everybody in the live, all the women in the live. Listen how she tried it. This shit was weird as fuck.
Hear what? I can't. This is the type of stuff I can't. That's why I can't talk about this with y'all because y'all not mature. I can't. I only can talk to mature women about this stuff. Y'all act like kids.
Trying to convince women that that they should take back their abusive husbands, and the women having a visceral reaction to that because a lot of them have been abused by men is crazy. You trying to act like they're crazy because they're having a reaction to hearing a woman say, "Nah, sis, it ain't that deep." So what, he had a baby on the side? It ain't that deep. Ain't no way I'm gonna break up a happy home because he wanted to step out on me. Absolutely not. Then, man, why wouldn't you just tell your husband that y'all are in an open relationship, or he can do whatever he wants to do, and then set some rules and that, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like that needs to be the situation for you. And I don't know if that is or it isn't for you and your husband, but that's what it needs to be for you and your husband.
Why y'all act just like kids? I can't. Sabor. Y'all act like kids. That's why I can't. Some of this stuff would be like, it's it ain't no point because y'all be acting like little kids. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You said that you would. It's like y'all be acting like kids. I can't. I could talk to grown women.
This was one of the wildest gaslight sessions I've ever seen. This live was crazy. Like I said, I was in it for about 30 minutes total. I ended up only recording about 12 of it. The rest of it is her just kind of like rambling and you know, responding to stuff, just like random messages and stuff like that. But you guys get the gist. This is very dangerous rhetoric, honestly. Like, this is not healthy. This isn't safe. You know, this is unsafe. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because you know, men are going to see this and they're going to use this woman to triangulate her against other women. And, yeah, I feel like everything she said was abusive in nature towards women and children. And it's very, very, very dangerous and unhealthy and scary that there are people out here that can condone and or rationalize this stuff. So